Okay, so this is King Nobody with a K on the no. And this is where he talks about I'm 35 years old, never had a girlfriend before. Um, and without wasting any time, let's get right to it.
Hey, nobodies. It's me here once again, here with my co host, Mr. Nobody. The other day,
Hold up, let's make sure that this is running
YouTube
properly. Okay, there
recommended
we go.
me two videos that were titled basically, I'm 25 years old and I've never had a girlfriend. Those weren't the exact titles of those videos, but they were more or less the titles of those videos. So I watched these videos and I'm watching the two dudes in the videos. The thing that struck me the most was the fact that both of these dudes looked even more like Jeffrey Dahmer than I do. But the main thing that I thought about when I watched these videos, my main thought was, what a couple of amateurs. I'm 35 years old and I've never had a girlfriend before. Pretty
Oh, but
fucked
there are
up, huh?
people like out there who are 45 or 50 and never had a girlfriend. I like his sense of humor, the way he presents
Yeah, that's
himself.
my new intro. Pretty annoying, isn't it?
You gotta
Anyway,
hand it
yes,
to
as I
him.
said before, I'm 35 years old and I've never had a girlfriend. Which I don't really feel too bad about my situation because, I know there are other guys out there who are older than me who've never had girlfriends. In fact, I know a guy personally who's 63 and he's never had a girlfriend. I mean, he's gay, but he's never had a girlfriend. But anyway, how did this happen? Well, I guess we got to go back to my early teenage years, back when I was in junior high school, about 13 or so. I, like a lot of kids my age, were really getting into girls and, asking girls out and going on dates and stuff. And I noticed that a lot of the other boys in school at the time were having girlfriends and stuff. But here's the problem. This is at any age, really. But if you're a guy and you want to date and you're fat and you're nerdy and you're socially awkward, that's pretty much the kiss of death if you want to have any sort of a romantic life. Just one of those alone would be bad enough, but all three at the same time, no. But of course, at the time, I didn't realize this. Me, my fat, nerdy, socially awkward 13-year-old self, asked two girls out. They didn't say no, but they did say worse than no. The first girl said, I just threw up in my mouth, which that was a real
Oh
self-esteem booster.
man.
The second girl started crying, told a teacher, and the teacher made me apologize. I had to apologize for asking a girl
Oh
out.
man.
Now, that is a special level of hideousness right there. And when I got a little
No,
bit older and got into high school, my situation.
I gotta hand it to him. It's brave of him talking about his struggles like that. I mean, I've had like similar struggles like that back when I was, back when I was in grade school and high school.
Didn't
So,
really improve either because it became a lot more normal for people my age to have girlfriends and stuff, and it just wasn't happening. Like even the other ugly, nerdy, unpopular girls weren't into me. For example, there's this one girl who I went to high school with. She was very, very fat. She was as fat as I was. Her and I, we were like the two fattest kids in school. And all the kids in school used to joke that her and I should date just because, I don't know, we're both so fat and people who are ridiculously fat should date, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't think a bed could support the both of us unless it was made out of titanium or something. So I don't know. But people were joking about me and her dating and whatnot. And one day, she walks up to me. Before I had a chance to say anything, she says, David, I just want you to know that I find you disgusting and I would never date you. And she walked away.
oh man.
So, yeah, once again, another self esteem booster right there. The fattest and one of the most unpopular girls in school thought I was disgusting. My senior year of high
Yeah,
school, my senior
see.
year, I decided to go on a big self improvement kick. I
You
lost
know
the
it's
weight.
bad when a girl that low would say something like that.
I got myself a job at Walmart. From that job at Walmart, I greatly improved my social skills. Things were going good. I even started to date a little bit. The thing is, these dates didn't really go anywhere, which didn't really bother me at the time because it's like, whatever. But I got a little bit older. I got a much better job in my early 20s, which I'm still working at today. I started going on even more dates. And they also went absolutely nowhere. The women who I dated kind of thought of me as just like the funny friend for the most part. But some of the women I dated, they just kind of like thought I was repulsive and they couldn't even stand being around me. They couldn't even see me as like a friend. And I get it, I'm awkward and annoying and stuff. I mean, and then also another problem with me is because I don't really have a whole lot of experience doing like physical stuff, like making out and whatnot. So when we started doing stuff like that, like I had no idea what I was doing. It was just really awkward and weird and uncomfortable for the both of us. So these dates just didn't go anywhere and it was really frustrating. In 2012, I put together a big all expense paid vacation for me and several of my online friends to go to Chicago.
Oh
I paid for the whole
man.
thing, everyone's plane tickets, the hotels, everything. It cost me over $8,000. And the reason I
Yeah.
did this
Oh,
was
by
because
the
I
way,
wanted.
it's 8,000, not 88,000. I mean, the captions are sometimes pretty inaccurate. So it's 8000. So three zeros, by the way. So not that high
To
amount.
impress a girl who was one of my online friends. And, I had had a crush on her for a long time. We'd been really close. She was one of those cute, nerdy girls, kind of tomboyish, but I thought she was gorgeous. She was just really funny, had a really sharp sense of humor. I find that really attractive in women to have a sharp sense of humor. And I felt like she got me in a way that nobody else really did because, like me, she was autistic. So I thought we had that, sort of bond there. And I really wanted to, impress her and win her over. So I put together this big trip. I flew 5 people up to Chicago, and I live close to Chicago, so I just like took an Amtrak. And the first night of the trip, the girl who I wanted to impress just randomly just pulled me into the bathroom and started making out with me.
Oh my
Like I was not
God.
expecting it. She just started making out with me, and I almost lost my virginity that night. But I didn't. I
Oh,
didn't go that far. We were in the bathroom of the hotel room, and all our friends were like sitting right outside. So I didn't want them to hear. So I just kind of assumed that I would have an opportunity later. So I was like, okay, yeah, we're not doing this right now, but hopefully later. So, but I felt great. I felt amazing. I'm like, oh, I finally got the girl. And I was like on cloud nine for the next day. Yeah, the next day I was feeling
yeah,
pretty
it
great. And
must
then
have
that night,
it
the
must have
girl who
felt
I wanted to
pretty good.
impress
You must
had
have been
sex.
like, man, that $8,000 was worth it. And also, by the way, I know people are knocking him down for the $8,000 he spent. Of course, that's not a good idea to do, especially in situations like this. But keep in mind, in his defense, this was back in 2012. All right, this was the past. He was what, 23 years old at the time. So, like, of course, when you're young, you're bound to do some stupid shit. I did stupid shit too. Hell, I'll do it a little bit better. I spent 10,000 in a 6 month span on someone. That was several years ago. All right. I've done my fair share of stupid myself. All right. So don't go off on the guy. I mean, about if he were to do that kind of shit like recently, like if it was this year, or he's gonna do it again, then yeah, he deserves to be slapped multiple times in the face. He deserves to be kicked to the ground, all that to wake him up on his senses. But again, this is the past, all right? He did that shit in the past. He was naive back then. It happens, all right? So, yeah.
With one of the other guys on the trip while I was in the room. $8,000 to hear the girl of my dreams get railed by another guy. Fantastic. What happened was a couple years later, when I was about 26, I kind of went through a dark phase where I got really into drinking. I was drinking, getting drunk pretty much every day. I was drinking Caliber vodka, which is like the shittiest, cheapest, bottom shelf vodka you can get. But it's cheap and it gets you drunk fast, so that's why I drink it. So I would drink that every day. I would eat pretty much nothing but junk food. Like my diet was probably 80% pizza, and I'm not exaggerating. I would chain smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and I did this every day for about 5 years. Every day I would get off work, I would
That
go
must be
home, get
painful.
drunk off the
It's a
cheap
lot to
vodka,
be going
chain
through.
smoke, eat the junk food, and I was just not taking good care of myself. I gained over 150 pounds, and I'm not exaggerating. I had to wear old people diapers to bed because I kept pissing myself. I would go months without bathing. I would go months without brushing my teeth. I got periodontal disease because I took such poor care of my teeth. I was just a mess. I was going into work hungover, and it was just not good. It was just not good. I was not taking care of myself, and I did this. From the age of 26 to 30, I refer to that era as my drinking days. So if
Yeah,
you ever hear me refer to my
you
drinking,
you you just go, you just look at yourself, you start comparing yourself to other people whose lives are supposedly better than yours. You see them, you see this couple, they got they're dating, they're doing well, they look happy, and then here you are, you just drink and do it, you drink and drink, you rot away your life. You go through that phase. It's kind of similar to mine. I did go through something quite similar to that too. So, I'll admit it. When we're in our 20s, we do some stupid shit. Because we can't handle rejection. We want to be liked. But of course, as you get older, you begin to realize that, oh, this is all pointless. This is not really like, why are we crying over shit that 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 we're not supposed to cry about? So it does happen. And again, it's brave of him to come out and talk about this kind of stuff.
days. I'm referring to that era. But anyway, one day when I was 30, I was starting to develop some chest pains. I went to the doctor, and he took my blood pressure and did some other stuff and asked me some questions. And he point blank told me, "Yeah, you're going to be dead by 40 if you don't start making some serious life changes." That was pretty terrifying. And what made it even more terrifying is that two really close online friends of mine around this time had died in their 30s doing the
Oh
same thing that I
man,
was doing. The first friend of mine who died was extremely overweight, like 600-pound life size. I mean, Dr. Now would have had a field day with this guy.
I
He
am
got really
so
big and it just
sorry.
killed him. He was in his early 30s too. My other friend, also in his 30s, was a massive alcoholic. He ended up dying of liver
Oh
failure.
man.
Yeah, so I took that news from my doctor of me being told point blank that I died at 40. I saw my friends dying. Well, I didn't see them dying, but them dying combined with that news, it really set off the alarms in my head. Ever since then,
Late condolences, man. That must be hard to go through, when you have some pretty good friends who, I mean, even though they were online friends, still, they were more likely the ones who have helped them out, go through his life struggles. Like, he would call them up or just go on a chat and just vent. And when you have something like this happen, it can hurt. And again, people may think, okay, online is online, it's whatever, but this is still real people.
And I've just tried to
So
have a new and positive
condolences,
outlook
man.
on life because the thing about life is, yeah, it sucks sometimes and it's annoying and it can be unfair. But I like life. I figure I'm 35 now. I got another 40 something years, give or take, in front of me. Why not just see what happens? So yeah, I mean, I decided start eating healthier. Lost the weight. I quit drinking. I quit smoking, and I just try to focus
That's
on
good
doing things that
to
I
see.
just enjoy and have fun with, like video
I'm glad to
games and
see that.
movies and whatnot. Just try to live a better lifestyle and not worry too much about things that I don't have, and just try to enjoy the things I do have, which I guess some people would probably see as a cope. Which, I mean, if it's a cope, it's a cope. Whatever. I mean, I would rather cope than wear
I
old people
mean,
diapers.
he's doing better than where he was at before, if anything. You know, like I mentioned, when you're in your 20s, you're bound to do stupid shit. You're bound to spend 8,000, 10,000, whatever, $1,000, pretty much your whole life savings doing some stupid shit like impressing a girl. That happens. I'm not saying for the young 20 something year olds watching this, I'm not telling you guys to do it. Don't do that, all right? I'm just letting everybody know the general brainwaves of a 20 something year old. And like for him, I mean, it's good to see that he's able to turn his life around for the better. I mean, he's got a YouTube channel that's already growing. So I'm happy for the guy. you know, he's got some hilarious skits here and there, and he's got good viewership though. He's got good viewership on his channel. But let me go finish the rest of it.
To bed personally. I'm just going to sit back and let the chips fall where they may, and who knows what will happen. That's pretty much all I got to say in this video. I guess I'll see all you nobodies later.
All right, that's about it with his video. Yeah, he just seems pretty likable. He's an entertaining dude. It's almost like he can be this stand up guy who will just tell these you know just tell these. I don't want to. I don't think corny is the right word. It's almost like I'm not sure. It's like almost the style of dad joke kind of thing, but I know I'm butchering this, but he seems like an entertaining stand up guy himself who would for sure captivate his audience. You know, that's what I would say about him. And I do hope he can find success for himself. You have balls. It is definitely not easy, and you got to give him a lot of credit for that. And I know what's his face, Legion of Men, Bo. He knocked him down for the $8,000, and like I mentioned, that was all in the past. It was stupid, yeah. That was all in the past. If he did this kind of shit still now, of course he deserves to be called out for and yelled at for the stupidity. But yeah, he just needs love. 37-year-old guy, never had a girlfriend, you know, never had a girlfriend, been a virgin, never kissed a girl. Yeah, it's a lot of stories like that. There's a lot of guys coming out, and I think one of the one of my viewers, Ultimate Moralizer, um, he mentioned that he's not going to be surprised if later down the road there's going to be more men out there who are going to be single or who have never dated. It's going to be more common, especially with the way the world has such a shitty has their own shitty economies, especially after COVID. It's really hard. I hope a single. Yeah, please don't. I'm pretty sure this man has enough self-worth and awareness to not fall for that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure he's a smart dude. Now, yeah, that's about it. The link is in the description down below. And one thing that I want to say here, I know there are certain people out there who get butthurt with me making these kinds of videos saying, "Oh, you're just grifting off of other people, or you're just you're just ridiculing and you're making fun of." I'm like, okay, first of all, this is not intended to poke fun of or do any like kind of harm or anything like that. I've done stupid shit myself, similar to what they did. Even even nowadays, I would still do some stupid shit, and I deserve to be called out and and yeah, I deserve to be called out for that. Um, I know there are people out there that have issues, and I'm sorry if you're going through being super broke, you can't find jobs, you have nothing going on with your life. I'm sorry for that, but you know, the video isn't necessarily about you or any of that stuff. It's just about the people that I react to. So and plus look at my channel, all right? Look at my channel. I don't have that many views, okay? I have less than 200 views on average per video. That is garbage, okay? It's very low. So your butt hurt over my channel? So yeah, I'm just speaking to the people who get butthurt about the videos that I make. And it's funny because like this person or like some of these people, I didn't even make videos about them. I didn't even mention them. And yet they're butthurt about it. I'm like, man, you serious? But anyways, that's my mini post video ramble that has nothing to do with the video that I'm reacting to. And also I want to add to that too. I don't mean to go on. I'm never gonna get this channel monetized. Even if I hit 1,000 subs, 2,000, 3,000, hit my 4, 5,000 watch hours, I'm never gonna have this monetized. I'm never gonna make money off this, and I don't need to. I don't want to. I don't care to. All right. This is just for this is just a little bit for entertainment and also a reminder for myself and everybody. Hey, look, don't be doing these kinds of behaviors. Don't be doing these kinds of behaviors. Don't just try to do whatever you can to avoid ending up in similar spots like whatever the guys that I react to. Hell, I even will say don't be like me sometimes. I've done my fair share of stupidity myself. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching this, and I appreciate it, everybody.